When we think about getting wealthy, our minds usually jump to some big, flashy event, right? Like a huge inheritance or some crazy stock pick. But the truth is, for almost everyone, your financial future is decided by something way smaller and honestly, way more powerful: your habits. So today, we're going to break down the money habits that keep so many people trapped and the simple shifts that can totally change the game. This one idea from Robert Kiyosaki's famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is literally the blueprint for everything we're about to cover. It's this fundamental switch in your thinking that really separates people who build wealth from those who are always just scraping by. But what does that actually mean in practice? I want you to really think about that for a second. The second that money hits your account, where does it go first? That very first move. Well, it reveals your entire financial game plan. Is it rushing out the door to pay other people, or is its first job to build your future? Okay, so before you can build a skyscraper, you need a rock-solid foundation, right? It's the same with your money. This first set of habits is all about playing defense. It's about protecting what you have and building a financial safety net so you can weather any storm. So what we're looking at here are two totally different journeys. The path on the left, that's the default setting for most of us. Money comes in and immediately, it's flying out to pay your landlord, the credit card company, Netflix, everyone else. Saving, if it happens at all, is just an afterthought with the scraps that are left over. But the path on the right, it flips the whole script. The very first bill you pay is to yourself. At least 10% gets moved to savings before anyone else even gets a look at. And that's the big mindset shift right there. Saving isn't an optional extra. It's not a nice to have. It is the most important bill you have because you're paying the CEO of your life, future you. You have to make it automatic, make it non-negotiable, and just watch how things start to change. All right, next up is the big one. The thing that can completely wreck that foundation we're trying to build: debt. We've all gotten so used to swiping a card for anything, from a new pair of shoes to dinner out, but the wealth-building mindset has a really simple, if brutal, rule. If you don't have the cash for it right now, you can't afford it, period. End of story. And if you're wondering why that rule is so important, just look at this number. 22%. That is the average credit card interest rate. It's insane. Any of those points or cashback rewards you think you're so clever for getting, poof, they're completely vaporized by interest rates like this. The credit card companies are counting on you carrying a balance. That's their whole business model. So, what's goal number one for all that money you're paying yourself first? It's this: your emergency fund. Now, this isn't an investment. It's not supposed to make you rich. Think of it like a financial fire extinguisher. It's just sitting there, ready to put out a small fire, like a car repair or a surprise medical bill, before it can burn your whole house down. Okay, so your defense is getting solid. You've got that foundation in place. Now, it's time to start playing some offense. This part is all about creating a real plan, knowing exactly where you are and where you're trying to go. Lots of us daydream about being wealthy, but it's just this vague, fuzzy idea. It's a fantasy. The people who actually make it happen, they don't fantasize. They get specific. They know their numbers cold: what's coming in, what's going out, what they own, what they owe. They have a crystal clear picture. And let me tell you, there's a silent killer that sabotages all this progress. It's called lifestyle inflation. This is that sneaky little trap that keeps people running and running on a financial treadmill, but going absolutely nowhere. And this is exactly what it looks like in the wild. Step 1, you get a raise or a promotion. Fantastic. But then comes step 2. Your spending magically rises to meet it. A nicer car, a bigger apartment, more expensive vacations. So what happens? Financially, you're right back where you started. You're just stuck in a loop. So look, it all boils down to this: you simply cannot change what you don't measure. The simple, sometimes scary, act of sitting down and looking at your numbers in black and white, that's the wake-up call. That's the spark you need to finally say, okay, I see it. Time to make a change. All right, the foundation is poured, the blueprint is in your hand. Now it's time to hit the gas. This is the fun part. This is where we talk about the habits that proactively and strategically grow your wealth. It's time to supercharge that financial engine. Now, this next idea, this might be one of the most powerful shifts in thinking you can make. So far, we've talked a lot about saving, but here's the thing about saving money. There's a limit. You can only cut your expenses so much before you hit zero. But on the flip side of that coin, making money, well, that's infinite. There is literally no ceiling on how much you can earn. And that is the crucial switch from playing defense to playing offense. Stop focusing only on saving a bigger slice of your current pie. Start focusing on making the whole pie bigger. And this isn't just some abstract idea. It's about taking real-world action. It means building the case to ask for that raise. It means taking that skill you have and turning it into a side hustle. It means investing so your money starts making money for you. The goal is to build multiple streams of income so you're never just dependent on that one paycheck. Okay, let's touch on a topic most of us would rather ignore, but it has a massive impact on your wealth. I'm talking about taxes. For the vast majority of people, over the course of your lifetime, taxes will be the single biggest expense you ever have. Now, let's be super clear. Wealthy people don't evade taxes. They minimize them by understanding the rules of the game. They use every legal tool available, like tax-sheltered investment accounts. They learn about business structures, and they get professional advice. It's not about being sneaky. It's about being smart and legally keeping more of what you earn. And finally, we have to tackle the biggest action of all, investing. I know the excuses we all make to avoid it. I don't have enough money to start. I'm just too busy. I wouldn't even know where to begin. And the classic, I'm just waiting for the perfect time. Sound familiar? But here's the hard truth. Waiting isn't a neutral act. It has a real cost. It's called inflation. Every single day your money is just sitting in a bank account, it's slowly losing its value. Its purchasing power is being eaten away. You are literally getting poorer by doing nothing. The risk of waiting is so much greater than the risk of starting small. So we have covered a ton of ground here, right? We went from defense to offense, from your mindset to your actions. So let's pull all this together into one simple, clear, actionable game plan. This right here, this is the playbook. Number 1, pay yourself first, always. Number 2, get rid of and avoid bad debt like the plague. 3, know your numbers inside and out. 4, shift your focus from just saving to earning more. And 5, get your money working for you and start investing, even if it's just a tiny amount. These 5 habits, they are the foundation. Look, listening to this is great, but information without action is useless. So I'm leaving you with a challenge. Looking at that list, I want you to ask yourself, what is the one, just one, single habit that you will commit to changing starting tomorrow? Don't try to boil the ocean. Just pick one. That single choice is your first step on a whole new path.